many people love the idea of getting a hold of a storage locker that belonged to somebody else. It's all over social media. Thousands of people are constantly bidding on these unpaid lockers. And there's a few things that you can get in those lockers that are a big score. One of those is guns. You stumble across a safe full of guns in one of those storage lockers, what a huge score. But what do you do with those guns? I mean, can you legally just say, well, hey, these are my guns now? Well, that depends on where you live, and there's a lot of variables there. All right, so what happens to these guns? Let's just say that you happen to stumble across a storage locker that you bought because it was essentially foreclosed on because somebody didn't pay their bill. And now you have it. Whatever is inside there technically belongs to you now. If you come across guns, what do you do with them? Because you're essentially, now you have some guns. Do you need to register these guns? Do you need to tell somebody about them? Well, there's a couple things that you should know about this. First and foremost, it's going to vary by state. And if you happen to live in a free pro-Second Amendment state, in 41 of the states, you're going to have to check your state. I think you kind of know by now if it's a pro-Second Amendment state, that the ones that you will have to, by law, communicate that you have these guns and register with them would be California, Oregon, Washington, New Jersey, New York, the usual, Illinois, the usual suspects. So check them out. Make sure that you know by your state, because in those states, essentially the West Coast and the East Coast states, or the Northeast Coast states, you're going to need to communicate this probably through an FFL. That you would then go into that FFL. Well, that's how you do it for sure in Oregon, Washington, and California, is you would then go into the FFL, and you'd have to kind of go through the background check process, and then each one, there you go. Not my rules, their rules. Now, technically, they're yours. They belong to you. If I happen to live somewhere where somebody was telling me, I had to register my weapons, I wouldn't probably live there in the first place. So, but I know that's obviously easier said than done, and I understand the situation is what it is. And I also understand that sometimes your state can change like that with just one election. But under these circumstances, what you're dealing with is at least 41 of the states. Those are your guns. Enjoy them. Have fun with them. There's nothing you need to do with them. However, if you're in all the West Coast states and many of the Northwest Coast states and Illinois right there in the middle, they have some rules that are going to apply. And they're, I would just use your best discretion. You choose what you do, which is best for you. And just know that in those states, if you happen to buy a storage locker and it has guns in it, that they do require you to do something. Be aware of it. And the basic thing to do would be go into an FFL. Kind of like, if you were buying a gun from an FFL, your gun store should be able to do this for you. So if that's what you decide to do based on the state you're in and what laws apply, call the FFL in advance, kind of know, because they're probably going to charge you something for that as well, if they even do it at all. So, just make sure that just don't lug 100 guns or whatever into an FFL without knowing in advance what it is you're walking into. But they should be able to walk you down that path, especially if you're in California, Oregon, or Washington, kind of whatever that path may be if you stumble across these particular storage lockers. Just check your state. 41 of the states, they're yours. You got to do nothing. But, the other ones, you're kind of in you're in a situation there if you happen to open up that storage locker and behold, a bunch of guns now I own. Use your best discretion. You know what's best for you and your family. But know that the law-making heads that be are kind of, they need you to do something in their mind. Use your best discretion. If it was me, personally, I live in Missouri, there's no way in heck I would be telling anybody I got those guns. I just think to myself, score! And that would be the end of it. That's easier said than done. I live in Missouri. There's no, that's okay to do here. So there you go. Any thoughts or insight, definitely put that below. Do want to take a moment and say that most people watch this channel, they're not subscribers. Click that subscribe button. It greatly increases the algorithm and our ability to get these messages out. That link is below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests, so never hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.